Beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to now. I'll start this video with the fire element because in all of my videos, I talk about fire because fire is purification, fire is the energy, fire is yellow, gold. And this is so important about the power of colors. Basically, fire is the symbolism with which very closely matches sun because what is sun after all? Sun is fire, and this little fire is a subset of the massive sun. The fire that's inside of you, the flame that keeps you alive, the spirit by which you are born, because without that you are just a dead body and you do not have to be like a zombie, like how most of the population is in a zombie state. So for you to be more alive, you must keep your fire, that is your soul element, that is your soul calling, that should be made alive. And as you navigate through life and you see people trying to manipulate you, control you by fear, by the negative vibes that they project onto you, because somebody who never did and never followed the path of the flame, the path of light, would never, of course, want you to follow that. That's why when you see a lot of resistance, a lot of negativity, a lot of inhibitions that are basically sent your way, that's your sign that you're on the right track and you must keep going. So I wanted to talk about the color yellow because yellow defines fire and also sun. So sun represents clarity, leadership, and creation. When you use a lot of yellow colors, it dissolves the feeling of unworthiness and fear, and it also blocks your financial blessings. It removes the internal fog and reminds you of your brilliance. So if you've been feeling doubtful or a lot of fear has been triggering inside of you, try and use the color yellow. And also say affirmations like money flows to me naturally and easily and I'm just drawn to it. You do not have to work for it. All of this is the low vibrational match that is forced to you that you're not worthy of it. And there are some lot of awesome affirmations like money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast, money loves my company, money comes, it lasts. Or other affirmations like money flows to me with ease. Another affirmation is I do not chase, I attract. So whether it be that good job, the sort of good people that you want to work with, or or a place where you want to go to, or whatever it be. So all of that we can I just spilled this. But anyway, the thing is we are going to start with where we are. And many times you might feel that you're already having enough, and or maybe it's your fear to actually shine, fear of your own success. And that is very much true because we fear getting in our own power. We so much fear that because we have been always conditioned to play small. We have been conditioned to live in fear. And why does that happen? Every time you chose to be in your power, you saw that the world came attacking to you. There are these gang stalkers and then buses and cars who want to hit you or intentionally try to confuse you. Today it happened to me two times. I was on the bike and there are these cars which intentionally just pull off in front of me and then they just try to confuse you, park from like literally 50 meters ahead. And all of that is planned street shows so that they confuse you and they want you to lose your mind so that you go insane. So what is the call for this is you must not give in to your power. You must stay focused and don't put your focus on the fools outside. People who are basically jealous of you, they would be the first ones to laugh at your concept. They would be the first ones to, first of all, steal from you, and then on top of it, make you look like, oh, you're nothing. But all of these are signs, like, all of these are the trigger points for you, and that is basically a call for your action. The reason for all of this evil is jealousy. People get jealous, and what they cannot stand, they want to destroy. And no matter how hard you try to be nice to them, actually being nice is not the solution. You're not supposed to be nice to people. You're supposed to just ignore the BS. You're just called to do things that works for you. If you want to do something, make that happen. And if there is a problem on your way, then sort that out. But gradually, you also arrive at this point that you do not want to keep on going your whole life with this idea of problem solving, because then it becomes so much like a burden. And you want to find a balance where you're also enjoying what you're doing and you're also solving the problem that comes your way. And you also want to rest. So, life is a balance between action and rest. So, sometimes you're called for a lot of action, and other times you're called for resting. Sometimes you're called for giving details to the very minute work. That's why I've been sketching past few days, because I think that the more I sketch and my attention goes on every single minute detail that I'm drawing, or playing music, in that too your complete attention is on every single note, or while you're not playing, in that time gap there is this silence, so you are aware of the interval. So even in music, it's a balance between the sound and the silence. Just like life, you are in your all of your waking hours doing a balance between action and rest, between states of being completely active and energetic, and then other times you might feel like your body is in a state of sleep or is just relaxing. Sometimes you are called to create, and that creativity comes from this creativity just comes either out of rest because you have rested quite a long, and now you feel that you want to create, or sometimes it's because of the suppression from the external world. So when your situation outside, people want to suppress you into you fully expressing yourself, that's when you realize, okay, that means there's something that is your gem, that's your true treasure, that they want to steal from you. And it's your job as a creator to safeguard that by all means. And don't let the society manipulate you and control you in the ways that sometimes they will give you a lot of respect just so that you can stay and act like a fool and you conform to them. Or sometimes they would outrightly disrespect you so that you become fearful and start playing small like how society wants you to be. So don't give in to any of these perceptions of the society. And we are not the first one to have experienced this. This is the experience of every person that is alive. Everybody who's here in the world goes out there to meet the circumstances and odd situations and people who challenge them every single day. And everybody's life is at threat, just like you and me. And nobody's safe. So get rid of this idea of safety and that the world is out there to give you goodies. And also get rid of this idea that you have to slog so hard and fight for your share. Because see, you fought some other times and you put up your case, but many times it was not probably heard. Or you might have lost a lot of battles, right? So you do not know what works actually. And the only power that you have, as Lord Krishna said to Arjun in Gita, the only power that you have, your will is in the now moment, you must act to the best of your ability and not bother about the end result. Because if your intention goes to the end result, then clearly you are absent from the now. But if you are being completely present to the now moment, to the task at hand, that's when you are actually completely giving 100% involvement into the task and not thinking about how it's going to sound or how it's going to look to the external world. Before you make the whole product and before you directly want to arrive at the end of it, it would need a lot of steps in the process. So it might need 100 steps of action. And you must go one by one. You must go one after the other. Because if you just try to skip from the 10th step to 60th step, it won't work. And whatever is your product, music or art or whatever, or a product that you are making for your business, that won't be complete. Even the architecture of it, even in the planning phase of it, there's no step that you can actually arrive at before having arrived there. So you must walk one after the other. Just walk one after the other. And there's a lot of power in sustained and intense focus. I want to read a quote from philosopher and activist Simon Weil, and he says that the amount of creative genius in any period is strictly in proportion to the amount of extreme attention. And what is the world out there to take of yours? Attention. People who are themselves devoid of attention want to steal your attention. So they would honk their cars unnecessarily, or they would start digging something in the corner, or the moment you step out, there'll be children making a lot of noise. All of these gang stalking techniques, or they will just come out with abrupt movements of cars right in front of you the moment you step out, or just like randomly screaming and yelling and honking, right? So, what is all of that? All of this is their desire to get your attention, or somebody acting like a maniac on the street. All of these paid stuffs by the gang stalkers. And the intention is the same, so that they could bring and make you insane, so that they could put fear in your head. The other day, I took a coffee from a cafe, and there are all these stalkers sitting and staring at me straight, sitting inside the cafe. And the moment I stepped out, these stalkers come outside, and their job is to irritate you. So this man and woman, they intentionally come so close to me, like literally so close to me, and and they want to put you in a situation where you have to fight, and you say, "Hey, just mind your step." But I didn't say them anything. I just sneezed so that they would just move away. And this also is a trick which I learned from them. Because wherever you step out, people start to cough and sneeze. But I understand, because those are all the paid gang stalkers, or they would let their dogs scream, bark, or their disgusting birds just flying around wherever you go, making noise just to get your attention. Because the devil understands this thing, that there's a lot of power in attention, and that's why they want to break your focus. So it's a muscle that you build. You must learn to stay focused in the center of all of the chaos. You've got to learn to be like Arjun, how Arjun was so much focused and centered at what he would do. He was a great warrior, a great archer, and his he Lord Krishna told him that you have to shoot in the eye of the bird, and that bird that keeps on flying here and there. So that's a very difficult target. And around him is all the people, animals, entire city, everybody making noise. So Lord Krishna asked him, "What do you see, Arjun?" And he said, "I only see the eye of the bird sitting on the top of the tree." And he was able to hit that target, which is so difficult, which rest of the four prince they were not able to do, but Arjun was able to do. And all of this is because of his practice with the focus. You don't just get focus because you want it. It's a muscle that you build. It's in the everyday chaos, when the devil is out there every second of the day to distract you, to confuse you, to break your will, to break your spirit. It's when you take away their power. That means you do not fold in the fear. It also means letting go of the idea of perfection. Like, I should make this perfect. There's no perfection. You might compare yourself to others on the internet and say, oh, they look so beautiful, and I'm looking so average. But you should not compare, because in the now moment, you should just be the best that you can be. And the next day, you might want to do some change. You might want to alter the way you're doing your things. Be it setting up of the home, or be it going to a different route so that you can find a new environment now. Another garden, another park, another cafe, another library, another zoo, wherein there are some new animals which you have never seen, because you already went to that same zoo too many times. Or trying another Thai restaurant, or trying something new which you have not tried before. But if you start with this idea of it has to be perfect now, then you would not give it an attempt. Also, I want to talk about fear. So fear, I got a very nice analogy to it. So, for example, when you have a guitar and you want to tune the guitar strings, right? So before you can actually bring it to the melody and bring it to its fine tone, what you do is you loosen it up completely, because you know that probably just a little bit of tweaking would set the tone of the guitar right. But what you do instead is you completely detune the guitar tone. That is very much like going towards the death. So in order to tune it, you completely kill it. It's like, in order to live, you totally die. So that is how is the affair of fear. So people, when they want to put fear in your head, because they want to show that I'm better than you and you amount to nothing, well, then why are you trying to put fear into others' head? If you already think that you are so superior, why are they gang stalking you? Because it always comes from the spirit of jealousy and them feeling inferior, because they know who you are. They know that you mind your own business. They know that you are always on this path of self growth and improvement. And that is something they can't stand. And so they be trying to spy on you, and they be surveilling you and try to confuse you with the pretense of I respect you, but truly their actions are all about disrespecting you. And sometimes that's going to be very blunt on your face. Like they would say something very, very disgusting just to make you feel that you're a loser. I want to read another quote from a great author and screenwriter, Ray Bradbury, on the difference between critiques and creators. So, know this, at any point in time, either you're a critic who is trying to say no to the creator, because to be creator means you have very high vibrational energy, and that's why you could tap into the creativity, to the creative source inside of you. So, the difference between critics and the creators, those who don't build must burn. So, either you're building something, you're building yourself up, or you're burning. You're saying no to that person, or no, what you're doing is not right. Because you feel jealous, and jealousy is like burning. So, if you want to learn something, the best way is to teach somebody. The person who learns the most in any classroom is the teacher. If you really want to learn a topic, then teach it. Write a book, teach a class, build a product, start a company. The act of making something will force you to learn more deeply than reading ever will. So even if you don't feel like doing anything, and rest if you must, but apart from that, if you want to just make that move, don't just sit and think that, don't just sit and keep on thinking, because after thinking comes consumption. And we are living in a world where you're forced to consume. Like you just have to go outside and there's nothing else apart from consumption. Or else you can take a walk in nature. You can do some breathing exercises under a tree. But right next to it is shops and cafes and restaurants and shops with lot of stuffs. And naturally your attention goes there. So then it's your job to bring your attention back so that you do not just go and start buying mindlessly, even though you don't need any of that. But just the but you're just drawn by habit. That's just your old pattern because you have just identified buying something new with a lot of joy, and that's why we keep on shopping online or shopping in real stores or eating or consuming a video. All of that is consumption, not just consumption through your mouth, but also consumption through your eyes. Okay, I'm just going to watch this video and then I'm done. And soon that scroll turns to, it just takes up hours and hours, and you don't even know what I'm going to do. I want to read this awesome section from Atomic Habits of James Clear. And he says, we often think that we want an open road and the ability to choose any direction for ourselves, but sometimes what we need is a tunnel that can reduce our choices and send us in a focused direction. So, probably when you are tested by your haters, by your enemies, by these gang stalkers, them just honking around your house and just making you mad every time you step out, trying to push your buttons just so that you act like crazy. Don't give them that reaction. That's what they want. They want to Lower your vibration by that. Don't fall down to their level. You're way too high. So they would intentionally act insane and piss you off and then say, "Oh, sorry. Today I was at the library," and all of these planned activities by the gang stalkers that they plan up in all of the shops, cafes, libraries, no matter where you go. So this lady, she intentionally comes and right stands next to me, and she knows what she's doing. And I didn't say anything. I just moved, and then she says, "Oh, I'm sorry." You shouldn't be sorry because you're just doing what you've been told. So I just smiled because I know what their game is. And then there comes another old man who just came because that's what he was told to for the gang stalking. This old man comes in and stands right in front of me as if there's no other place in the entire empty library just to piss you off. And then he just won't leave, mindlessly looking at the book. And the moment I shifted from that space, and then he just left out of the library. And these are some of the very subtle examples. There's a lot more that they do to make you not just at unease, but also to distract you and harm you. Like all these cars, intentionally they would speed up in front of you just so that you lose control, or try buses coming so close to you as if they want to hit you. Cars planning beforehand, like I'll do this turn, and then right in front of that they know that I'm coming in to take the turn, but it's all this planned thing so that you just lose your focus. And all of that is to bring fear in you. And here's the thing, the more they try to put fear into you, the brighter your light glows. Because we are the initiates of the flame. I've always loved Manly P. Hall. Not just now, over years. I've been following him for years. And the first time when I heard Initiates of the Flame, it was as if what he's telling in his book is already my experience. And I have a lot of respect for him. And no wonder the entire philosophical community of the world respects him. So he says about this, about the power and simplicity. So you might think that, oh, I should do something in the most fanciest way so that I'm able to make an impact and manipulate the minds of people. But that is not needed. The the most potent and the powerful thing that you can do is just be absolutely simple. And the people who hate you or who are jealous of you or who are copying you would say that, "Oh, you are so infantile, you are so childish, you are so like a baby." Because the true depth of power and intelligence looks so simple. It's very much like the Tao philosopher Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu. He talks about this. The real power is in the simplicity. You need not exert yourself, you need not exert your will to say that this is what is right, and it's just either my way or it's highway. And only if you think that it's in the way you speak, it's in the way, the sort of act and drama that you put up in front of external world, then there are enough of clowns external. Just look at anybody, everybody talks in the same way, everybody puts their hair the same way, everybody dresses up the same way, and still nobody's listening to no one, because you do not have anything to offer. All you are is about consumerism, all you are is about consumption. You do not have any of your idea that is original. All you know is stealing from others and copy pasting that. And that's why there's no originality. But everybody has been sold as if you're a product from a factory, that you should speak in this way, and you should talk in this way, and you should live in this way, and you must do so in such a way That's when you're accepted. At any point in time, if somebody had the guts to live their life the way they wanted to, they are simply with the outcast. And now they got all these gang stalkers and criminals and murderers after you for the simple reason that you're intelligent and you're different and you chose your freedom, while they followed the rules because they thought that's keeping me safe. So if I'm safe, how could you be safe? Because you're different and you're somebody who's a free mind, who has got a free thinking. And we don't like you. We don't like you because you have your own mind. You use your intelligence. You do things your way, and we don't like that. But you know why people do the things that they do is all for money. Even criminal activities are all about money. If you don't pay a murderer, they won't go and do and kill someone. If you don't pay a gang stalker, they're not going to do your job of 24/7 surveilling somebody. If you don't pay the community in terms of comforts or fear, why would they do anything for you? And that's why the world is so mad after power. And how does power come? Through money. And how does money come? By abusing somebody else. So, all these rule books and good things that you should be nice and good and be an obedient person is only for the fools. So that the evil people in power can control you. So, while they follow no rules, but all of the rules are for you, the fool. So, while they be yelling and screaming on the street with their loud cars and bikes at 2 o'clock in the night, at 3 o'clock in the night, nobody has a problem. But you just do your music and somebody's got a problem because you're that nice person who would follow the orders. And on the street are criminals who don't give a fuck because those are the ones who are making the law and order for you. It's all basically a power game. So the more evil and more barbaric you are, the more you can use your power in a vulgar way, that's when you will be on the top. And the more humble and peacemaking sort of person you are, that's when they'll put you down. And this is not something new, this has been happening for ages. That's why the saints had to leave and they had to move to the mountains or live in the forest. And even there, they got killed. These people would go and shoot them. So, where is the justice in all this? Do you see justice through the eyes of what you want should be given to you? What is justice? This balance? If you are looking for justice, then Christ should not have been crucified. Because that is the most inhuman, most thing of injustice that could ever happen. If you are looking for justice, then all of the great people of wisdom should not have been killed and massacred. Then all of the Buddhist monks should not have been killed in Vietnam War. But you see, wherever there is this, and it's not wherever, this is throughout the world. People in power are vulgar and they use it in the most destructive forms. Why was Nelson Mandela s- told to be in jail and spend majority of his life, 40 years in prison? And that was his greatness, that he didn't go insane, and after he came back he was the president. But anybody who doesn't have that spiritual power, that much of intelligence, that much of patience, and yeah, patience, who has patience for 40 years? But this is how it is. Anytime somebody is the voice of truth, any activist who's trying to raise their voice and take on real action against industrialization to save the oceans, they're put in prison. So the jail is not a place where criminals are put, but where people of truth are placed. And everybody knows this. And still we do not want to change it, because that would be dealt with so much of power and a vulgar display of power. This all is vulgar. And the world encourages you to be vulgar and cheap and act like a terrorist, and the more terror you can bring, you are more rewarded. You look at the same thing goes on in workplace. The more critical you are, the more you can find out fault in others rather than creating a project that could work together. That's when you are promoted. The more you know how to manipulate and control and be somebody who's trying to make others fearful of them, the more demon sort of an image that you have, more you're respected. But if you're a non harmful person, if you're somebody who others are not afraid of, then you're taking like a docile, and you're taking like get rid of you. I want to get rid of you. Or even in the work that they would tell you, they would want you to completely sell your soul, and like they would want to babysit you and say do exactly like this, no matter how insane that task be. And when you say, but why are we doing this, we could do it some other way, then you're seen as you are too much opinionated and nobody asked you for your opinion. So either you must sell your soul and be like a slave, so they can walk all over you, so that you be a doormat basically, or you should be completely demonic and completely evil to use and destroy others, wherein you don't care about walking over others' life at all. Sometimes I see that there are two ways to live life. One is either you fight the bullshit, you fight the violence, because this is all you see, the tyranny of it. Or the second way is you focus on your creativity. Now both of this is dangerous, because the more you start focusing on what you actually want to create, and when you want to seek the right connection with the right people, that's when you see you're going to meet with a lot of challenges, a lot of evil people coming in your way, trying to destroy you, trying to kill you, trying to break you morally, spiritually. Or the other way, if you go on a fight against the injustice, against the evil, that's when you are dealt with power. And power doesn't care about your truth. It's as if even if you even if you say that this is not right, and they will say this is what is right, and they have the final say, and all you can say is okay, yes. Because even if you said no, they don't care about your no. They say, what do you mean no? So you do not know about the end result in any of the case. So only thing you are left with, I don't know. So if you do not know, what is it that you know? What is it that you can do? Do what seems right in the moment. Since the enemy, the evil, the demonic beings, they are on their work 24/7, doing the same thing again and again, trying to disrupt you. You, your job is to focus. Your job is to focus, just like how they are focused on destroying you. You are supposed to be focused on creating yourself. You're supposed to be focused on defending yourself. You're supposed to be focused on playing the game the right way. And sometimes your power lies in totally ignoring their their stupid little games that doesn't demand your attention. Then just don't give it. Many times you do not want to give your attention because it's not worth it. So it's all about doing the right thing at the right time if you can. People who are laughing at you and who are trying to belittle you are definitely far below you. So don't look at their opinion. Use them like stepping stones. Step up on these people who want to bring you down. That thing is for sure. Like, I was not having any motivation to make this video today. But because I see that the enemy keeps on doing the same stupid games every single day to destroy you, you get a lot of power. Like, bitch, I'll show you what I do. And maybe many times it's not just for me to talk about my victory, like, look, I did it. But it's in your sharing your side of the story that it would be of help to somebody out there. Somebody out there in this world needs to hear your story. You know why? Because you are not separate from this entire ocean of existence. A coward is always going to act like a puppet because that's the slave mentality. That's who they are. They are always going to take orders from the authority and do the act that you're supposed to do as a gang stalker. Because that's what they are paid for. Now they do their job. So you should do your job. You should do your job to create. You should do your job of of being honest to yourself. You see, there's a lot of power in that, being honest to yourself. And you might think end of the day that I didn't do anything much today, or I didn't do that thing because whatever. Maybe you cheated yourself. But you still did whatever best you could. And you must do what scares you. You must do that. Because your fear is an illusion. Your fear is like a fog. Your fear is like smoke. So once you walk through that smoke, is when actually you will see that, oh, there was nothing. I was just fearing that for no reason. And strangely enough, you will see that all of these limitations are basically what you have placed on yourself. Whether the enemy is inside of you, the voices inside of you that tells you that don't do this. So you know that you shouldn't be just watching non-stop internet, non-stop YouTube videos, but then there's something in you which just takes to that out of comfort and out of habit. You know that you shouldn't be eating so much after 6 o'clock, and you're not even hungry, but still you find yourself eating that chocolate which you don't even crave, but you are just eating by habit. Because if you're not eating, if you're not consuming, then there's a restless energy in you, and that restless energy tells you that you must focus your shadow. You must take care of your shadow side, and which is dark and scary. So you rather think, okay, I'd rather eat this and feel good, even though your body tells you that you should go on fasting, even though you're not hungry, but you just go to the shop and you start to eat for no reason, because you're just taken by your habit. All this is just habit. You don't need any of that. You don't need any of that, but the conditioning and the habit tells you that you need so many things to make you happy. You're not thirsty, but you still drink water. You're not hungry, but you still eat food. You don't need things, but you still go on shopping. Because here's the thing, if you're not taking, then you have to give. And the most difficult thing is to find this balance between giving and taking. And it's always easy to take. That's why consumption is so much easier than giving. And giving in something means creating something, which is so difficult. And as you start on this process of giving, creating, learning, then you find that it's not just a one step that you climb up and say this is over, because after one comes the next, and after you have done that, then comes next, and you see that this climbing upstairs is just never ending, and you have to keep on learning till you die. And they say that earth is a school, and you're not born here to just eat and consume and die out of overconsumption. But still, today I went to the library, and guess what? What did I what did I pick up? I saw a lot of magazines on beautiful homes, beautiful houses. And there I started consuming the images of beautiful houses with beautiful fancy furnitures, with beautiful things inside the house. Though I know I don't need it, but just this idea that comes in your head. It's okay, I'm not buying, but at least I can surely scroll through because these images are beautiful. And that image is your desire. Once you have seen that nice photo of that beautiful house, of those beautiful furnitures, that's when you think, yeah, why should I not have one? And then you check the prices, which is so much more than millions. And you think, oh, everything is so much pricey. Every single thing on that book was extremely overpriced but beautiful. So I just skimmed through the pictures on those three magazines. So all I did was consume. Because here's the thing, consumption is because somebody has worked so hard on that. And now, because they spent a lot of effort and time in making that, that's why the houses are worth millions and billions. So either you are going to pay a price for somebody else's hard work which is done with very good quality, or you have to work on yourself so that you create something. And that creation is actually not for you. But initially, what you're creating must be palatable to you. Your music must be consumable by you. Whatever you are making, you must love that. And gradually you will find whether audience likes it or not. Whatever you are writing in your book, in your life story, at least you must be satisfied that you are sharing your story to the most truthful way. And then there might be others who appreciate your side of story, who appreciate your storytelling, or there might be others who don't. But first, you are your own consumer, whatever you are creating. Whatever you are creating. Whatever others have to say, I just want to feel and and be the way I am. Because what is the point of you selling something at the cost of becoming somebody else? That thing just never ever appealed to me. It's like doing a cover of somebody else. And in this case, you're not covering a music, you're not covering an art, you're covering somebody's life. What a cheat. This whole idea seems such like a trickster to me. And I've never liked cheating. I can't cheat somebody's life. So when these low vibrational people, energy vampires, they copy you because they want to be you, because they do not know who they are. Now for somebody like me who's absolute original, I cannot even think of this idea of stealing, of stealing, of living life like somebody else. Like, how do you guys do that? Dancing to others' trumpet, doing what they tell. Maybe I will do that if if I have absolutely no other choice left. Like if they tell me I will shoot you or you follow the orders. Maybe that would be the last chance just to be alive. Or I don't know. Maybe if I don't want to take up others' orders, I would rather choose death over living life in terms of slavery to something that doesn't conform to me. But since I see slaves all around, zombies in this world, I could never understand like how or maybe I'm an alien. Maybe my way of thinking is different than a lot of you. But still, being human, and just because I'm in this vessel of this body form, this body format, and I have this voice, and I have these hands that creates, right? uh, I want to share. I just want to share my story, my life, my expression, the way I think, how I am and how I want to be, with some real other aliens out there who are like my vibe tribe. But what I don't want is zombies, copy pasted individuals who don't have any of their own reality, who don't have any soul. Those are too dead for me. And sure, they can be excellent workers because they're good at taking orders. So they can be good at doing their job. They might be good gang stalkers because they've been trained well in gang stalking. Or they might be good employee at office because they've been trained well that you should do your work like a robo. And you must work 14 hours a day, completely not questioning us, and you just have to blindly do what we tell you to do. If we tell you that you have to, without any logic, tell your employee that you are fired because you did a pathetic work, you must not have any soul and you must not question us. Why are you telling to fire this person? Because he was a good employee. You should just say yes, and you go ahead and tell that employee, despite you knowing the side of story that this is unjust. But you should not use your own intuition. That's when you'll be awarded the best employee, best manager. And the world will sell you a lot of things for you selling your originality, for you selling your soul. Or what if they don't even value your soul? They don't even value anything. So at least you must create something that is valuable to you. You must create something that is valuable to you. And what is value? It is love. Why do I make music? Why do I play music? It's just for love. It's not about value. It doesn't get me anything. It just makes my soul happy. It just gives me a good feel. And I would do anything for keeping myself happy in a good in a beautiful way. So music is beauty and I love that because and I also love philosophy because philosophy is truth. Philosophy is not an entertainment. Philosophy is the truth. And you cannot live without truth. You can go on running with lies to a certain point, but then you will be forced to face the truth. And that's not going to be very pleasing. Society would want to hide a lot of real facts from you, but you might be hoarded with information. Like what is internet doing? Everybody's hoarded with tons of information and everybody's so knowledgeable. And the social media, it's like this that since everybody's so intellectual, nobody can connect to each other because everyone already knows and there's nothing new that you can offer to anybody. So all you're encouraged to do is have a shallow talk or entertain into a gossip. And even that you would not do if you're not paid for that. And even all of these conspiracy theories and projects going on, everything needs to be funded. Else nobody's even interested in the hate regime. So where do you go with this? There's no map to life. You're not going from point A to point B, but you take it day by day, just like the day and just like the night. When you create something, the world would say, "Oh, you're doing so much, blah blah," and whatever nonsense they do, they think that is very much worthy. Very funny. And who's to validate what they're doing is important? Is their act of destruction and misery and hate? How's that worthy? It's ugly. And they want you to forcefully believe into this thing that world is ugly. But you're a lover. I'm a lover. I love existence. I'm an alien and born into this ugly world which is all about hatred. I am a lover. I love the beauty of waking up every day. The beauty in lot of acts of how I do or how I view the world. It's a perception. They cannot change that just because they live by ugly perception of theirs doesn't force you into living like that. And eventually the misery that they throw onto you, all of that energy that they project to you to destroy you, destroys them because we are all one. So when one entity is trying to destroy the other entity, what they are essentially doing is they are calling in and digging in their own grave. So I'm making this video so that you should not give in to the fear that they project onto you. Because people eventually project what and how they are living their lives. Since they live out of fear, they want to project their fears, their insecurities, their jealousy to you. And you're not low vibrational like them. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Have a great day. Peace and love. Namaste. I'll see you in the next one.